If you want to learn how to research the easy way, please subscribe to my channel.
For our learning target today, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to explain the importance of research in daily life and describe the characteristics, processes, and ethics of research. To start, let us reflect on this video.
Hi everyone, this lesson is on the signs and symptoms of monkeypox. So monkeypox is a disease caused by infection with the monkeypox virus. And the monkeypox virus is a pox virus, or more specifically, an orthopox virus. So this causes a characteristic rash and other signs and symptoms we're going to talk about as we go through this lesson. So until recently, this virus was mostly isolated to Central and Western Africa. But as of early 2022, and especially starting in May of 2022, case numbers of this virus began to increase. So prior to more recent times, most cases of this virus were transmitted via contact with animals. Now, this could be infected animals like prairie dogs or other animal reservoirs like Gambian rats. So the cases in Central and Western Africa until recently mostly came from animals, either through handling of animals or consumption of animal meat. But the recent outbreak in 2022 has involved increased human-to-human transmission of this virus. And the transmission of this virus either occurs through direct contact with the lesions, so some of these skin lesions we're going to talk about later on in this lesson, or via respiratory droplets with very close face-to-face contact for long periods of time. So again, respiratory droplets or contact with the lesions themselves. And when an individual does become infected with this virus, the incubation period is roughly 12 days. It can be from a week to 2 weeks or up to about 3 weeks. So it can be up to 20 or 21 days. So the range here is roughly 4 to 20 days. And this virus actually causes a variety of signs and symptoms, and we're going to talk about those as we go through this lesson. So looking at the signs and symptoms of monkeypox, we break this condition down into 2 stages: the pre-eruptive or prodromal stage and the eruptive or exanthem stage. What do those terms mean? So pre-eruptive means that it occurs before the eruption of the skin lesions. So before the rash occurs, it is the pre-rash stage. And this stage occurs 1 to 4 days prior to onset of the rash. So some of the signs and symptoms that occur in this stage include a fever. And this fever is going to cause temperatures of 38.5 degrees Celsius to 40.5 degrees Celsius. And this is the most often first sign or symptom of monkeypox. And along with the fever, chills and drenching sweats can also occur as well. So when a patient gets infected with the monkeypox virus, they have that incubation period we talked about before. So the incubation period is the period of time between when they get infected with the virus and then when they start showing signs and symptoms. So once they pass the incubation period, they can experience a fever, which is going to be the most common first sign of monkeypox. Another common finding in monkeypox during the pre-eruptive or prodromal stage is a headache, and this can often be a very severe headache in patients. Patients can also experience myalgias. Myalgias are muscle aches, and along with these muscle aches, back aches can also occur.
Indeed, the pandemic and this new health problem, plus all the other problems we are having right now, made me realize some important things like God is in control. So have faith. Our loved ones and our health are far more important than material things. Discipline and our cooperation can have a great impact on solving these problems. Knowledge is power, also wisdom.
With regards to the problem that we are facing, do you think being knowledgeable in research is helpful? Why? Yes, indeed. Because research is defined by Dr. Gaite as a systematic and organized investigation of finding answers to questions and solutions to problems. For Dr. Gaite, these are the major characteristics of research. Major characteristics of qualitative research: naturalistic inquiry, inductive analysis, holistic perspective, qualitative data, personal contact and insight, dynamic system, unique case orientation, context sensitivity, empathic neutrality, and design flexibility. Major characteristics of quantitative research: rationalistic inquiry, deductive analysis, variable-based perspective, numerical data, statistical procedure, stable and predictable system, large sample size, context-free generalization, detached neutrality, and stated hypothesis and research design. Major characteristics of mixed method research design: paradigm pluralism, methodological eclecticism, diversity in all levels of research, numerical and non-numerical data, focus on research problem and questions, continua rather than dichotomies, quanti and quali-strand considerations, tendency toward balance and compromise, iterative cyclical approach, and signature research design and analytic processes. We will focus only on qualitative research. So again, in terms of characteristics, number one is design flexibility. What do we mean by this? In a qualitative research, there is flexibility in terms of design because there are plenty of design to choose from. The 5 basic design of qualitative research are phenomenology, case study, grounded theory, narrative, and ethnography. Number 2 characteristics: naturalistic inquiry. Unlike quantitative, where data are gathered through standardized tools like questionnaire in a formal setup, qualitative research at times a non-formal, in-depth conversation occurs between the researcher and the participant. Number 3, inductive analysis. Specific to general. The aim of qualitative research is to systematically generate a new knowledge or a theory in specific instances of realistic observation. Number 4, holistic perspective. Qualitative research tends to see and gain understanding of a certain phenomenon in different angles. Number 5, qualitative data. The type of data that are gathered are non-numerical in nature. This type of data is collected through methods of observations, one-to-one interviews, conducting focus groups, and similar methods. Number 6, there is a personal contact and insights involved because conversation is usually a way of inquiry of data gathering procedure. Number 7, characteristics, dynamic system, because a qualitative research do not follow a stationary procedure. Number 8, every research problem in a qualitative research holds unique case orientation. Number 9, context sensitivity. It takes into consideration the context where the phenomenon is situated. Number 10, empathic neutrality. Because of the personal contact that happens between the researcher and the subject, there is a tendency that empathy may arise, but the researcher should remain neutral. Now, in terms of processes involved in research, steps in research processes, and these are: number 1, identifying the problem; number 2, reviewing the literature; number 3, specifying the purpose; number 4, collecting data; number 5, analysis and interpret data; and number 6, report and evaluate. Ethics in research is initiated in the observance of the following: informed consent, respect for privacy, confidentiality and anonymity of data, what is permissible to ask, no harm to researchers and subjects, no deceit or lying in the course of research, and consequence of publication. To sum up what we had today, we were able to discuss the importance of research in our life, as well as the characteristics, processes, and ethics in research.